One. Hey guys, welcome back to Align with Jen.
I don't know where
Why are you laughing?
Just give me a sec. I'll be good, I promise.
Okay, so welcome back, guys. We're here on episode 4, and this time I invited my cousin, Karla. So she's here with us today.
Hello. I don't know where to look.
Okay, so honestly, this whole episode is kind of like just...
It's gonna be a blooper itself.
Right. There's no agenda, which I kind of love because we both said, you know what? Well, I'm not gonna lie, Karla asked me, she's like, what do you want me to talk about? And I was just like, honestly, well, you can talk about this, that. I gave her a couple like questions I had in mind, but she's like, literally anything. So I was like, all right, down. Let's just go with some good vibes and we'll see what happens.
We're just gonna vibe. We'll see where it takes us.
Yes. Well, literally, we'll see. I don't know if I'm more nervous or if you're nervous or I'm just nervous for you.
There's so much going on in here that like I wasn't nervous till I sat here. And I was like,
you're like,
okay,
wow.
It's like this. Like
it's intense.
Yeah, but it's really cool.
Yeah, so before we started this episode, Karla had a moment.
Okay, well, nobody told me that this place is soundproof, right? So they closed the door, and out of nowhere, it's just like I had this moment. It's like, oh shit! Like I was in here with my thoughts, and they just saw me go through it. Like, I had a moment where it was just like, oh my god, you could hear like a pin or like a needle fall.
Yeah, I look over and I look at your face and you're just like staring at Oliver like you're about to cry. I'm like,
they started cracking up, and like that's when I came back. I was like, oh shit.
Like, wait, this is really happening.
Yeah, that's when I was like, I drew a blank. I'm like, I have nothing to say. I don't know what I'm going to talk about.
That's wonderful. So I can't wait to see what we do end up talking about.
Okay.
I guess we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, well, we could have done a whole episode of what we talked about before we came down here.
Yeah, but
we won't bring that up.
That's a whole different
We won't get into that
thing. Yeah,
no. No, screw that.
Right, we're not even gonna bring it up.
all right, let's talk about...
No, okay, so I did have a couple of questions, but before I jump into it, tell us about yourself.
Wow. Okay. Well, we're cousins. You guys already knew that because she said that when we started.
Yes.
I'm 25. I am currently working at a logistics company, but I studied psychology.
Awesome.
What are the odds? I don't even know how like that happened, but yeah, I mean, I'm getting married soon, so that's really exciting.
Very exciting. I can't wait.
So that'll be a lot of fun.
It will be.
And I'm just living life. We're vibing. We're going wherever life takes us right now.
That's good.
I think about like I don't know if it's a millennial. I think it is. I think about quitting my job all the time, but I just started.
I just started last week.
Ryan, I don't mean it. I promise. I'm not gonna quit. It's just me. It's everyday thoughts. It's like I get there, I'm like, fuck this job, you know, like. But it's a good place. Like I like the people. But you know how they say like, my dream job. I've just like the more I think about it, I just don't want to work. Like, my dream job is to have money and travel and eat and do all that. I don't want to work.
Like, but just be able to do all the great things in life.
Without working, like, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think getting paid to live.
Well, that would be great. Yeah, like, I think everyone would love that, too.
But, yeah, it's not life. So, we gotta pick a dream job, unfortunately.
And we gotta hustle a little bit for that.
Yeah. Well, us, especially. Like, I mean... Yeah.
Interesting.
You look at our family and, like, where they came from, what they did for us, we have to hustle even harder.
That's true.
Yeah.
It's hard out there.
But we're doing it.
Yes. Stay safe, guys. Stay safe.
Sorry. Like, I mean, I hope I'm not the only one who, like, feels that way. But I mean, jobs are nice.
Yeah, jobs, they are nice.
Yeah, like I just feel like once you do the same thing for a while, it's just like I want to do something new.
More.
But that's just me. I don't get how people like
can stay at the same one for so long.
Yeah, but some people like that. I mean,
yeah.
Do they like it or do they just do it? I don't know.
Then that's a good question.
Like, do they just stick it out because they're like somebody at work? They're like, oh, it could be worse, but it could be better. But it definitely could be worse.
True. I think it's all about perspective.
Yeah.
At that point, because like you said, either they just stick through it because they have been there for many years and they don't know anything else, so they got comfortable.
Yeah.
Or they just like love their job and they generally do enjoy going in and doing what they want, which is, I think, ideally the dream job.
That's like the goal. Yeah, you want to love what you do.
Yeah, you want to go in and be like, all right, I'm gonna kill it. I'm gonna do this.
Yeah, heck yeah.
And like have fun with it and not necessarily think of it as work, if that makes sense.
I guess that's what they mean by like a dream.
That's
job.
what I'm like
the dream job. You know,
that's your dream.
But like, I feel like I change my mind all the time. I'm so indecisive. Like,
oh my god, me too. I'm just kidding.
I really
with certain things.
Yes.
Like if I get a menu full of like choices,
I can't.
That is the hardest thing.
No, even choosing where to go eat. Like Dan's always like, "Where do you want to go?" I'm like, "Do not put me in this situation." Like, I'm like, I get stressed. I'm like, "You pick. I can't do it."
Yeah.
But also, like, he'll give me choices. He's like, "Okay, where do you want to eat?" And I tell him, but then he's like, "No, I'm not feeling that." So then I'm like, okay, you pick.
Then why'd you give me those choices? Like, why'd you even give me those choices to begin with? Oh, man. I'm just kidding. Yes. Sorry, Dad. Sorry, Dad. Love you. Kisses. Can't wait for the wedding. I'm excited. I'm so happy I'm part of it. I'm her favorite.
Oh, my God.
Just saying.
We were literally just talking about this. Like, okay. I think we're pretty extra. I think I'm pretty extra.
You think
but you're
extra?
pretty extra sometimes.
Sometimes.
We're both pretty extra.
I consider myself a very calm and collected person.
Yeah.
That likes to have a good time when the time is appropriate.
Okay, can you please explain to them how you greeted like my friends and the rest of the bridesmaids and like my wedding? We have a group chat, right? So everybody had to introduce themselves, like, because nobody had each other's numbers, right?
Right. And I didn't have anyone's number but yours.
So I was like, okay, like, everybody say hi. Right. And everyone's like, hi, I'm this, like, I'm Crystal, I'm Angie, this, and that. And then out of nowhere, like, I read Jenny's response, and she goes, hello, I'm Dr. Amaro, a.k.a. finish it.
A.k.a. Jenny, a.k.a. Jen, a.k.a. Karla's favorite cousin. Just putting it out there.
Oh my god, I was like, of course.
I just had to let them know. And they were,
I know. Like,
I was trying to make it fun because it was so serious, and now I'm just like, okay, let's just not gonna.
It was great, but it was extra.
Okay, so fine. That was a moment. It was extra, but I was doing that on purpose to get the girls a little bit more, like, comfortable with, like, just saying whatever.
Yeah, I know.
So I was just trying to lighten it up, like, all right, this is fun.
Oh my god, I can't wait. We'll see how the bachelorette trip goes, but
oh my goodness,
yeah,
that'll be fun. I feel like I'll be like a mom at one point.
I don't know,
but at the same time, I'll have a good time and be like, all right, you girls take care of yourselves. I'm gonna go have a good time.
It'll be something like that for sure.
Something like that. As long as we don't lose you, we're okay.
Me? No, I mean, I guess, kinda, yeah, that makes sense.
And plus, you're little. Like,
I'm offended. I am little. But it's actually kind of, like, shitty. Like, I hate it. But I love it. I love it too. You're pretty tall, though, like...
Well, I am not offended. I'm just kidding.
Yeah, but like, I just wanted like 1 or 2 more inches. That's all I asked for.
How tall are you?
5'3".
5'3". That's not bad.
No, right?
You're an inch taller than your mom, I think.
My mom, no, she's 5 foot. Oh. I tell her she's like legally a midget. Like you.
That is so mean.
I just mess around with her. I love my mom too, but I joke around. But all our family's super short.
I know, I'm the
They're
tall
all like
one.
5.
And I'm not even that
yeah.
tall.
But wait, how tall are you?
I'm 5'6".
Yeah, that's pretty tall. Average
For
a woman is
for our family,
Yeah.
it is tall.
Yeah, that's true.
But if you were to put me next to other girls, it's like I'm like average.
no, but the average height for a woman is what, 5'4"? 5.
I don't know.
I think so. I think it's 5'4".
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
I honestly don't know that fact. I would have to.
I only
Google.
know because I'm short. So that's my only argument
So you're
all
like,
the time.
I'm only an inch
right
away
there.
from being
Exactly. Like, I'm not that short, thank you.
Excuse me. No, you're just, to me, you're just a little. But it's cute.
A lot of people, yeah.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Perfect.
This episode is brought to you by Josh. Go get some.
Four, 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Align with Jen, aka me, aka Dr. Amaro, aka I'm just kidding. Karla's favorite cousin. Just putting it out there.
Get it all in.
Welcome back, where we discuss more than health. So you guys had a little fun, I guess.
Yeah.
Insight. I guess, I don't know.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah, that's how we normally are when we're together.
Yes.
But on a serious note, because I wanted to ask you some questions. So, on a serious note, what led you into studying psychology, and how has your journey been since you started that?
Well, it started like senior year of high school.
Okay.
At that point, like, I was never somebody. It sounds bad now, but school was not my forte. I mean, I just never made it my forte.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding.
No, in all honesty.
I'm totally messing with you.
Until, like, senior year, that's when, like, it started hitting. But I just remember, like, when I took that intro to psych, there was just something in me that just knew that that's what I wanted to do. I think the whole concept of our brain and what it does and how deep you can go into that rabbit hole really, like, it really brought something into me that I had never experienced with any other class.
Yeah. You're like, wow, what is
this is for me. I'm like, this is why people like to learn. Like, okay, let's
now I understand.
I was like, let's get into it.
That's awesome.
Yeah. But it was that moment, and then from there, I never changed my mind. And up till this day, I still haven't, but what really got to me was the fact that I wanted to get to know why people reacted the way that they did, why I did, why my family members did. I think my dad was a big part of it. I love him to pieces. Mm-hmm. But I think that there was just a lot of answers that I was always looking for in psych.
Yes. Like, you found them there.
Mm-hmm.
Or you gained, like, understanding.
Yes.
Through that.
Yes, it was just like an aha moment in everything that I was learning. And even till this day, there's so much that I still have to keep learning.
Yeah.
Currently still looking into grad school and all that fun stuff. But
that's exciting.
Yes. It's a process. However, I don't know, psych, you can go into anything, literally anything. I remember having a teacher who, well, she wasn't my personal teacher, but she was best friends with my teacher.
Yeah.
And she worked, she was a psychologist for the Olympics.
Oh, that's cool.
She worked with, like, she worked with LeBron James.
Athletes,
Not really a fan, but...
No.
Oh. No, he's good. I'm just, yeah. But no, she did all that, and then she told us about her experience, and after that, she got a really big gig with Nissan. Okay. And she said that she was in charge of, like, knowing what sounds to turn on when, like, you don't have your seatbelt on, like that
Right.
annoying sound.
That's because of her.
That's like, like whatever model she was working on, yes. But like it's stuff like that you don't think about, you know, like psychology goes into that. It goes into the colors, the sounds.
Yeah.
Like obviously it's annoying. It's supposed to be. You're supposed to wear your seatbelt.
Right.
There was psych behind that. You look at clothes, you look at TV, you look at ads, literally everything. There's so much that goes into it. There's so many classes, even health.
Yeah.
There's just a lot.
I was gonna say, I was like, I know, like, in general, there is, psychology plays a huge role in many things.
Yes.
And when I know a person is into psychology, I was like, all right, you're reading something right now.
No,
Like,
that's...
I mean, at least with you, knowing you, I know when you are.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, I look at you because I'm like, quit it. Stop studying me.
You're not the only one. But like, I just pay attention to a lot of detail.
Yeah.
Sometimes more than I should, because then I overthink things. But then a lot of the time I'm right.
Yeah.
Not to like...
To your own horn.
Yeah.
But I'm right.
But yeah, basically.
No big deal.
No. No, but then, like, you think that some people, like, they're always like, well, read my mind. I can't do that.
Well, yeah.
I'm not a freaking magician. Like, that's not,
That's
not a thing.
What are they? Those,
what am I thinking right now? What?
Yeah. No. Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or, like, I can't see the future.
Right. That's what I was...
You know?
That's where my mind was going, but...
No, but... Yeah.
I get it. I understand, like, obviously people expect certain things from psychologists, and even with Albert, there's times where I have to, like, sit back and be like, wait, are you just asking me these questions because you really want to know, or are you just doing it as a practice?
Oh my god. No, my brother's the same way. Like, and he's a sophomore right now in college, but like they're so much younger than me that even when I was like still in college and I'd like come home or we were like eating dinner, or I genuinely just wanted to know what was going on
just
in their
talk
lives,
in general
right?
with them,
and Leo would always be like, can you not do reverse psychology on me right now?
I called you out.
Yeah, like all the time, and I didn't see myself doing it because I didn't think I was.
Yeah, you were just like,
but I mean, I guess
it came natural, to you. And it's interesting because, like you said, it plays in many like aspects, like any sort of job.
Yeah,
there's like literally everything.
Yeah,
even with my current job too.
Yeah,
I'm like trying to know more and to like just like uncover those layers, because a lot of people and a lot of people are very superficial at first, especially if you don't know them. So it takes time for people to like open up and allow you in, essentially, and tell you what actually happened.
No, definitely.
And it's funny because I was with a group of friends the other weekend, and some guy friend was like, I was like, wait, so how did your ankle situation happen?
Yeah.
And he's like, do you want to know the story that I told the doctor or the real story? And I just started laughing. I was like, well, the real story, of course. I don't want to know what you told the doctor, but it's just it was funnier to me because I'm like, okay, like I understand there's that there's like there isn't a full like trust at the beginning, so you have to like
you have to build it.
Yeah, and you have like that time, like 30 to 45 minutes up to an hour to build that trust. And if you don't build it, that's when you like
and that's where it won't work out.
It won't work out,
Exactly.
And I'm sure that's the same thing.
I mean, I haven't experienced it firsthand. Like I said, I'm still trying to get into grad school. But I have heard, like, you know, it's a process. Like, even with, like, friendships, like, everything, like, that's how I think, you know, my clients are going to be working in the future. Like, it's a relationship. But even, like, you're going into, like, traumas. You're going into, like, big events that they might have never even told somebody else.
Yes.
So, like, how do you expect them to tell you, you know? Sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's harder. Yeah,
I was going to say, sometimes I think for people it's easy to talk to someone they don't know just because they're, like, unbiased.
Yeah, that's true.
And they just need that one person. Like, okay, let me just tell you everything.
But then, like you said, your friend was like, do you want to know the truth or do you want to know what I told my doctor?
Yeah, so I guess there's two sides to
it's
it,
a
you know, like,
process.
yeah, for sure. Sorry, I was like,
no,
I got off
you're good.
So continue.
I don't know where my train of thought left. Like, it went somewhere. Like, I got to bring it back real quick.
So you have to bring it back. So I asked,
Where were
like,
we?
how you got into psychology. You're talking about your professor, or
all those cool
how
things
she
and how
got into
psychology applies to everything.
and that's how we went down that rabbit hole. But now we're bringing it back. So
all right.
You can go ahead.
Okay, let's see. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like I said, everything.
Yes. Okay, so we're gonna take a quick break since we need a moment to gather our thoughts and jump back to where we left off.
Awesome.
So we'll be right back.
I just wanted to give a quick shout out to my family and friends. Thanks for always being there for me and for everything that you do.
Welcome back to Align with Jen, where we discuss more than health. I apologize for earlier, since we got a little off track, but that was on me because, you know, I can talk for days. But I think it was a good conversation. But we're going to bring it back to you. I asked you about your psychology interest, you know, journey. So go ahead.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think I kind of left off on
Your professor?
Well, she wasn't mine. She was friends with my professor.
Oh, she was friends. Sorry.
No, just have to put it out there. But my teacher, yeah, she was the one that I guess I've never actually like fully thanked her. But that's something I've always wanted to do. I try to look her up and she just doesn't work out. It was my high school teacher, but she taught at NIU. She was a professor there.
Okay.
But I looked for her, could never find her. Side note.
Ooh.
I still gotta look for her just to thank her because she was like, you know how there's like teachers that
like made an impact in your life. She was the one.
Definitely the one. And
That's awesome.
I just always
love
wanted
that.
to thank her. So side
Shout
note.
out to her.
Shout out to Miss Ryan. I gotta look for her.
Yeah, wherever she's at.
Yes, she was the one. But yeah, college. I took a lot of interesting classes, but my favorite was abnormal and health psych.
Ooh.
But even like, yeah, I took health psych just because like I wanted to see, it was really cool. But that's made a huge impact that I have to get back to my grind.
Yeah.
Because it like even you know what it's like because you're really into like working out and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's a huge part of your like mental health.
Yes.
Eating right, exercising and all that. It's easier said than done. But,
100%.
But I think that even like, I don't know. I think meds are helpful, but I don't think they're the first thing that like people should turn to.
I agree.
Yes.
I love it.
But that's a whole different rabbit hole.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
That we've both dove into that.
Yeah,
once,
no.
Which
I don't know.
I feel like we agree to disagree. No, we
agree to disagree
at one point, but it was like at the end of that rabbit hole.
Yeah,
there was like a point where we're just like, okay, yes, and then I don't know where it was, but we're just like, yeah, we just don't agree here, so we're just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah.
But I agree with you.
Yeah, like my only thing, yes, they're helpful, but I feel like people should try to do everything and like go to that as like a last resort.
Yeah. Wow. I'm glad we agree.
Wow, I think we have agreed to agree.
Finally. I love it.
Yes.
This is great.
This never happens.
Well,
no. We get along.
Yes, I was like, I wouldn't say it never happens.
No.
I like I said, I feel like we agree, and then
somewhere it takes like a sharp right, and we can't come back.
Yeah, we're like, all right, we're dropping it.
Basically.
Like, yes, we're good here.
Yep.
Let's just focus on all the things we agreed on and not that.
No, but yeah, I mean, I like the more I think about it, before I wanted to just like do like strict, I just wanted to have my clients, I wanted to like do therapy. But I think that like you have to like involve more than just sessions. I think that, I don't know. I know that some people do like yoga in therapy, or some people like, I find nature for myself to be very like
therapeutic,
healing and therapeutic, and like that's my thing. I want to have a place where like it's not only inside but also like outside and stuff.
Yeah,
stuff like that. I want it to be different, but I also have realized that there's not enough Spanish speaking psychologists.
Yes,
there's no therapy. Like from my personal experience, well, my dad's, he was looking for somebody who could help him and who spoke his language.
Right.
And I'm sure he's not the only one, because he called a lot of places, and the closest place that he found was over an hour away. And that got me thinking, I wonder how many people are seeking help
that aren't receiving it.
Yes, that need it, but because of resources, or like they don't have the money to travel an hour and a half away, or they don't feel comfortable with a translator, like that stops them.
Yeah.
And I think that that's something that I want, like in the future, to be able to provide people with both services.
Yes. And that's beautiful.
Thank you.
No, I truly, I love that. And I love that about, like, that's what gets me excited about knowing that you're going into it, and Albert too.
Yeah. And
you know, and I never thought, but then again, you guys are the same.
We're Virgos.
You guys are,
and we just vibe together.
Yeah, you guys are good vibes, you know. So, like, you're thinking, and there's certain things that are similar. So at the same time, not surprised now looking at it. I'm like, why you both decided to go that way, or that towards that path. But I love it, because you're right. There are very limited psychologists or psychiatrists in the health profession who speak Spanish, one.
Yeah.
Because there could be other, you know, people who know how to speak Spanish. And then two, who are from, you know, Latin.
That culture. Yeah.
Yeah, in the
Our
culture.
Yeah.
Yes, in general.
Yeah.
And I've realized this too, like, once I was trying to get help for my mom, and I was just like, wow, this is, and it was interesting, because I asked even like a bunch of chiropractors, like, hey, do you know like who I can talk to that can help me get like her in touch with someone? And it was hard, and like even till this day, I was like, I think it's hard, like we haven't found the right person for her. But it's just like, you just realize like, okay, this is important. And that's something that I've, even in my career as a chiropractor, I realized too. I was like, when we deal with certain people, and you start like peeling those layers per se, you're like, okay, this is not like musculoskeletal. This is not like the root cause. And it's like, okay, this person needs to go to a therapist. And then you have to have that conversation with them and like guide them to the right place. So and that's why it's like okay, we
everything
need
is
more
connected.
Yes. And like you said, that's why everything you said, I was like, I agree with you 100%. It's not just one thing. You have to focus on different aspects of your life. To be overall like healthy.
Well.
Yeah. Exactly. So that's why I was like, wait, and there's times when there's a patient that you realize like, okay, you should seek help because of this. Before even, not because of what they came with. It's just like, okay, you realize this situation's gonna need.
Because you're looking
a therapist.
Into
you're
the
looking.
Future. You're looking into like, you know what that person's potential gonna go through. So you're like preparing them. And I think that's very special, because I don't think that a lot of people do that now. And sometimes like you said, people go in for one thing and they think that that's their only problem.
Mm-hmm.
But we need more people like that. People that are looking into that person's future and who will provide them with those resources.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that's why I was like, I think it's great. And I
Yes.
love what you just said. I was just like, this is awesome. And
Yes.
I am so proud of you and Albert too, because, you know, you guys are
Well-
going to contribute to that, you know, or that group of people too, in that way.
And you're already doing, like, the biggest... You look at our family, Jen, and you're like... You're like our little... You're like our leader that's, like, paving that path, you know? Well, you're taller than me, but that's besides the point. But yeah, I mean, you look at all of us, and we're all in career paths that we want to help people. And I don't think that that's a coincidence.
Yes. I don't know. I think
All
it's
our
great. I
professions,
know.
like, they're based on
Helping
other people be better.
And that's the thing I love. I was like, okay, that's great. Like,
Yeah, but I mean, I don't think we had ever, like, talked about it or planned it. It's just
happened.
just who we are. It's in our blood.
There
It's
you
kind
go.
of really cool.
It's a genetic thing.
Yeah,
I'm just
I
kidding. We're just trying to help as many people as we can. No, but reality, like, that's I am truly am, and I'm pretty sure you are too in your own way. So I
am.
I think that is very beautiful in itself.
Oh, that's so cute.
All right.
Okay, we're done being in our feelings.
Yeah, let's go back. Let's bring it back again.
Let's bring it back. I don't know. Well, yeah, that's one of the things I want to do with that.
I love it. Okay, great.
That's the main goal.
Yeah. Well, do you know, well, I know this is a loaded question, but do you know where you want to study, for one? What specifically, like, because you know how you said psychology has a lot of...
a lot of different areas.
and
And
Yeah, I know you can, because of him, I know a
Yeah.
bit that you can dive into different areas.
For sure.
But do you know what you want to dive into or where you want to study?
I've always loved abnormal, but I think everybody loves abnormal psych. Like, it's the funnest, not the funnest part, not the funnest part, but it's the most interesting. Like, I feel like there's always just more questions that come up with that. I do want to do clinical counseling, and I think that's what I want to base it off. But yeah, right now I'm looking into, well, I've been accepted into Judson, but I really want to do NIU.
Okay.
However, I've just deferred my application, so we will be waiting till next year. So fingers crossed, we'll see how that goes.
After your wedding?
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's actually perfect timing, but like I said, hopefully that works out. But that would be ideal. Yeah.
Nice. And you said for sure abnormal, or is that something of interest?
Of interest. So I would what I would go into would be just counseling. And then after that, like, the goal is to go for a PhD in abnormal psych and all that.
Nice.
But we'll just play it out by ear.
You'll feel it out.
Yes.
You'll see. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think, as you go through it, you'll realize, like, oh, I like this, or I don't like this.
Yeah. Like, some people, I mean, I used to work at a mental health clinic, and I know that some people look for marriage counseling, but a lot of the therapists there, they were like, nope, I can't, because it's very hard.
Yeah.
So I've always thought, like, oh, I would hate that, but what if I really like it? I think it's just something that you just have to explore. So
Yes.
right now it's like, okay, yeah, counseling, but we'll see.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
So you worked...
Yes, so I worked at a mental health clinic for about 2 years.
How was that?
2 or 3 years. It was really cool. I got to see how just, like, sessions work. I got to interact with a lot of amazing therapists. So they told me, like, their journeys and, like, what they have I don't know. They were so helpful. Like they shared with me like their favorite like articles and books, and just they were so into like what I wanted to be doing that I thought it was the coolest thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
awesome.
I was just there to help with like paperwork and all that.
Yeah.
But
You were still learning.
Yes, and like you got to feel for like the clients that would come in, and like I would talk to people who would call in, and I'm like the first person they talk to when they're trying to seek help.
Yeah.
That's also another big thing. Like, I'm glad that the stigma of looking for help is going away.
I was going to say,
like,
it has slowly been
yes.
going away, and now it's become more acceptable.
As it should be.
As,
I mean,
yeah, that's what I was like.
It's just, yeah.
Go on. It's like,
No, it's just, it kind of sucks that people were looked at as, like, in a bad way. They were being shamed, or like they thought like they were crazy just because they wanted to go talk to someone about their problems, or like just seek help. But there's so many people, like, and I would get calls from like people our age or even younger looking for help, and that made me really excited because you just see that it's moving in the right path.
right.
So
Yes, I agree.
that was really cool.
That is cool. And I think even in the Latin community,
Yeah.
it's moving slowly, but it is moving towards
Yeah.
that, where it's become a great thing as opposed to this
A
negative.
bad thing. Yeah. Like, oh, why do you have to go?
Like,
But
wow,
you have like serious
your
issues.
mind. What's
But that's yeah, like,
it's
but
really
that's
messed
not
up. I'm just kidding.
but that's not it. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's like like you said, you have to dive into
Yes.
every aspect
Yes.
to be fully healthy. But okay, any like crazy or fun experiences through that, or because I know you worked there and you also worked.
I also did ABA therapy.
Yes.
And I was a social worker. I worked
I shouldn't say
for
crazy.
DCFS.
I meant like fun. That's what I meant.
Yeah. I mean, I've explored different areas.
Yeah.
ABA, loved my kiddos, whole different world. And then being there for like DCFS kiddos and all that was very eye-opening, and I think that I put into practice everything that I learned in different ways, but yeah, it was interesting. There was a lot of good times and there was a lot of hard times,
Yeah.
but I think that's why I'm doing logistics right now.
You're like, you needed a break from it.
Yes.
And
After
that is so real. Like, we're laughing about it, but at the same time,
you have to go through it to know that, like, oh, this is not what I want to do, or like, oh, I like this.
yes.
But sometimes you just need a break.
And that's the
Yeah.
thing. The good thing is that you realize, like, okay, this is not good for
Yeah.
me, or this is becoming
like-
unhealthy for me, so I need to
Social
step
work.
step away from it.
Yeah, social work, I never. Like, there's a reason I didn't study sociology.
You're like,
No, but
I'm
I saw the opportunity, and I was like, wow, it'll be great.
yes.
I can learn so much, and I did, but I learned it quickly.
You're
And I
like-
learned that that's not what I want to do. No,
That's funny.
no, never. Kudos to caseworkers. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but can't be me.
That's not my place.
It's some people, it takes a very strong and kind and just everything about that job. I loved my kids, but there's so much that comes with it.
Right.
That,
And I think that's the hard thing too about any like health care
yeah,
professional. You have to
you have to put yourself first so that you can be there
Yes.
for others.
Right. And so
Yes.
you really have to work on yourself
Yes.
to be the best before you can give your best to that person.
Yeah.
And the other thing is leaving that at work.
Yeah.
And it's hard for some people because
Yeah.
you're like constantly thinking
about it. Yeah.
about that person, or you're like, how can I help this? What can I do here? What, like,
Yeah.
and if it's something like traumatic or like impactful, that was impactful to you, you're just
Yeah.
like, you obviously carry that with you, and it's like, okay.
Something you can't stop thinking about. But
You need to
there's
put,
like
like,
a fine line.
Yes, and you put that
Yeah.
boundary where, like, okay, I deal with this here, and outside of work, you know.
Yeah, and that's something I know I
Work on myself.
I personally have to, I have to do that.
And
Yeah.
at the end of the day, I think it's like a learning experience, because it's not easy. So you have to go through those moments, like that work experience, to know, like, okay, I went through this. This is not good for me.
Yeah.
I have to find a way where I deal with these situations only at work.
Yeah.
And once I'm out of work, it's like you just obviously leave it there and work on yourself, or deal with whatever you're going through.
And that's why, like, with therapy, like, you're required to see a therapist when you are a therapist yourself.
Really?
Yeah, it's like,
wow, that's
like a golden rule. Like, you have to talk to somebody about everything that you're hearing from your clients, because you can't bottle that all in, obviously.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
I did not know that. But at the same time, I kind of like when I get adjusted.
Yeah, it makes sense, right? Because
Yes.
you're like, oh, I'm doing this for everybody else, but, like, I
have to do it
too.
for myself.
Yeah.
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 I have to keep myself healthy too in that same way.
It's the same in, like, relationships, friendships. That's why, like, if I'm not feeling good or, like, I know I'm having a moment,
Yeah.
I know I'm like, nobody talked to me for a couple days, or, like, just a day or a couple hours.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. You kind of just have to set that
Yeah, no,
apart.
for sure.
Well, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be right back. Go.
Are you gonna do it just for fun?
Just for fun.
You better not use this shit. I'll kill you.
Go.
I will kill you.
We will not use this
Don't
content.
ever. You can see it for your own personal reference.
This is part of the bloopers. Go ahead.
All right. Bloopers.
Oh,
Ready? This ad to you is brought.
You get cut off.
Ready? Hold up, right? Hold up.
No more wine.
Right. This ad to you is brought by my almohadazo. You can get one too.
Wait, you meant to say this ad is brought to you by.
I did say that. This ad is brought to you by.
Oh, you did?
I did.
I thought you said.
Trippin'.
I thought you said this. This is brought to you.
No, I said this ad is brought to you by my almohadazo. You can get one too.
This is going.
This ad is brought to you by psych.com. Affordable counseling. Go on in there.
One. Welcome back to Align with Jen, where we discuss more than health. So we just finished off talking to Karla about her psychology background, just knowledge in general, which at least I truly appreciate. I hope you guys did appreciate her insight on it.
Yes, I hope so too.
Or this conversation in general. And so we left off talking about how it's important as like health professionals and in general as whatever type of profession you're in, it's as a person, it's important to take care of yourself first before helping others. If that's what your field requires, like put yourself first. So yeah, moral of the story, work on yourself and you'll be able to give your best version to anyone, whether that's your parents, friends, or patients in the sense. So yeah, take care of yourself. And I just want to thank Karla for joining us this evening. I truly appreciate it. And you for staying with me this long. I know you have to work tomorrow, so.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you for having me. It was a great time.
I'm glad you had a good time. And if do you have any last minute comments or remarks?
No, I think you said it all. Like, it's important, and like the most important thing is to take care of yourself, to be there for others. And if you've thought of reaching out for help, but you feel ashamed or you're anxious, I would just say just go to the first appointment and then go from there.
I love that. That's
Give it
great advice.
Give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Yeah.
You can't go wrong.
Yeah, there's nothing to lose, really.
Right.
There's more to gain than there is to
lose from that one appointment.
Yes.
All right. So shout out to all those psychologists out there, psychiatrists, therapists, counselors,
everybody,
social workers.
Yeah.
Except like everyone
that's
that
like,
contributes, to
Yes.
our mental health. It is a pleasure, honor to have all of the above, to know some of you who work in that field, and I'm sure a lot of people out there appreciate you guys for what you do. So thank you very much. And so we're gonna leave it off here, and so don't forget to follow my page, Align with Jen, on Instagram, Twitter. Watch us on YouTube. I know we're keeping eye contact.
We literally,
So I hope it was entertaining at one point or another.
I hope you enjoy our conversations.
And I'm glad we didn't get to the point where we agree to disagree.
Yeah, no,
It was a good conversation.
It was really good.
All right, thank you guys. Until next time.
Bye.